Hey guys, Save State here. No script for this one, I'm just kind of talking. I wasn't really feeling up to bare bones this week, so instead we're getting a little story time. Isn't that fun? In the background is just some gameplay of a game that I've been quite enjoying as a comfort game, Bone Razor Minions. So, yesterday, I'm recording this the day I'm uploading it, so you can tell I was really running out of ideas. I kid. But, recently, I made the decision to purchase a Steam Deck because I came into a good bit of birthday money. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get a Steam Deck. It was either a Steam Deck or a PS5 because like those are the two console things that I really want right now. And ultimately, I decided I value a Steam Deck a little bit more. I ended up talking to one of my tech friends, Sarah Bursty, and ultimately she persuaded me to just get the cheap one because the speed difference between the cheap one and the more expensive ones with the SSDs is negligible, and for the price you save on it, you can just buy that storage. So, naturally, what I did was the day after, yesterday, Thursday, I drove down to one of my local GameStops because there were like 3 within a few miles of me, and there used to be even more. And then they put the stores. I'm going off topic. So I go to the GameStop, right? And as I walk in, I start looking around. I'm trying to find a micro SD card, but you know, they come in the package, so of course they're going to be behind the counter. So I was going to find them, and a girl walks in behind me. And I'm a nosy little bear. I'm a nosy little guy. So naturally, I eavesdrop on the conversation. And guess what? She's looking to trade in a PS5. Just my luck. So naturally, I am invested in this because I enjoy sticking my nose into the business of strangers. And she leaves and she comes back with a PS5 controller, headset, and games all in a backpack that she takes out. Now, there's a part of my brain that's like, hey, Save, you do want a PS5, so let's stick around and see what happens. Naturally, I stuck around and saw what happened. And initially, the PS5 looked normal when she took it out, but of course I was only looking at it at an angle. And on screen, you can see a picture of what the other side of the PS5 looked like with a bunch of stickers on it. Now, obviously, it can't be traded in like that because, you know, it's not a pawn shop, it's a GameStop. They have to have that kind of standard where, it's just pre-owned, but it looks totally fine. Like, they have to do that. So, while I hadn't purchased the micro SD card yet, so I decided to just hand the girl my gift card so that she can help scrape it off, because she had to peel a lot of those stickers off. And what this led to was me sticking around after I had made my purchase to help scrape things off, because I'm like, you know what, I'm invested now. I want to hear the story of how we got to this point. And interestingly enough, the story is that this girl, she was one of the people who, got a serious case of FOMO when the PS5 launched and ended up paying a scalper $1,000, which, that's rough. It's really rough. And then she went on to say that she basically only used it for Netflix or Spotify. She basically never used it, but that sucks. To spend $1,000 on something like that and then never use it. Rough. Very rough. So I stuck around to help out. I ended up going out to my car even after I had paid for the SD card. So that was the funny exchange of, hey, can I use the gift card scraping tool? Just take it back just to pay and then hand it back. Interesting little interaction. I got some hand sanitizer I had in my car, which, I just thought, oh, it's a liquid, so that might help. Now, I know now that it's like, oh yeah, the alcohol in the hand sanitizer would help, dissolve the residue. So, yeah, very good call. Nothing like a stranger with miscellaneous crap laying around to help. But yeah, so I think I spent like a half hour there, and ultimately I was rewarded for my good deeds because the girl, she did not have like a rewards account. So, she's just trading in for cash. I, on the other hand, did have a rewards account, so it was mutual benefit. She got to trade in using my account, meaning she got, I don't know, like maybe like 10, 15 bucks more, and I got the reward points, meaning I got a whole $5 of points out of this. I probably could have just bought the PS5 before she walked in and given her more money than that. But you know what? $5 is cool too. No. After she left, I ended up sticking around for a few minutes longer than that. Because ultimately I was like, do I want to spend money on this PS5? And it even got to the point where I had my card out and the payment was queued up. I ultimately talked myself out of it because the main things I was thinking about was, one, I just spent $400 on a Steam Deck, and two, I don't really want a PS5 right now. Like, I'd love to have one. I know I'm probably going to have it for at least a decade, given how, technology is progressing. Like, this is going to keep me set for a while. But on the other hand, it usually does take a few years for good games to start consistently coming out on new consoles. And, there are some good stuff on PS5, but, publishers are still making games for the PS4, which I've had for a very long time as well. The only game I can think of that I can't get on the PlayStation 4 right now is Like a Dragon Ishin, because for those of you who don't know, I'm playing through the Yakuza series mainline games right now, just in my spare time. And I'm on 3 right now, I've got the rest of the remastered collection to get through, Song of Life, I gotta replay Like a Dragon. So ultimately, I talked myself out of it. It's like, obviously the guy behind the counter wants me to buy it because he works there. There was a stranger who is now getting involved in my business, funny how the world works, who was also suggesting I buy it. And ultimately, I was like, no, I have to be smart with my money, because the only smart thing to do in that instance would then be to refund the Steam Deck, which ultimately I want more, because I want to play Payday in bed, damn it. But yeah, it was just an interesting little occurrence. And the main thing I've been thinking of is, if I didn't buy the Steam Deck, I would have had money for the PS5. But also, if I didn't buy the Steam Deck, I wouldn't have been there in the first place, because I wouldn't have needed to go there. So, it was nice. It was still pretty funny. That's all for me. Thank you for enjoying this little rambling. I will be back next week with something else. GG to all and to all, good night. Boys, everybody!